If you keep wondering if somebody understands, darling, I don't understand you.
I miss happy hours. I don't drink anymore because I drank too much. But I miss like a happy hour. You get a little deal. It's great.
You get a little headache at night.
Oh yeah. But a happy hour would turn into a happy night and then a text your ex night.
If I texted my exes at this point in my marriage,
Not great.
I would have to be insane.
Do you want me to text them for you?
They're exes from over 11 years ago
Wow.
who have not had any contact with me. I did not stay friends with my exes.
Any boys?
Yeah.
Do they know you're married now to a lady?
I don't broadcast it directly to them, but if they look anywhere on my Facebook or my Instagram, they would see clearly yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into the episode.
This is a really nice primer of opening us up. So we have some stories, and throughout, the different episodes we have, they might be personal stories or stories of history or famous folks or what have you that are a little outlandish, maybe a little unbelievable.
I just like talking about can you believe this happened?
Can you believe this happened?
This is the world that we live in. The
Yes.
world we live in, this insane thing happened. And we're all just here acting normal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I came prepared with a pretty intense story from the past.
Okay. This is good. Also, we might be doing a little role play in this to work out maybe what those conversations looked like, what they could have looked like.
He didn't discuss that with me, so okay, here we go. I consent for doing role play. Okay.
What's your story, Janan?
All right, so let me tell you the tale that some of you might know.
Should we introduce ourselves, like who we are? Like if this is the first episode.
Sure. Here's who we are, because you don't know who we are, and we're talking, and you're listening. I'm Janan.
I'm Saurabh. Janan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a young 37-year-old woman who was born in Texas, but I am half Arab, half white. I've had a weird life, a very weird life, also being raised Muslim, but ending up one of them queers. I dress like I'm 13 some days, but I think it works. I think it works 'cause I have tattoos, so then you know I'm not 13.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, and I like comedy. I do comedy, and I do yoga, because I was friends with white women for a really long time.
As it goes.
And that's me in a nutshell. Let's hear it from Saurabh.
Hi, Saurabh Pandey here. Saurabh Pandey. We are here at the beautiful Coronation Theater. This is my theater. It's an improv theater, East End of Houston. I've been performing for so many years, like 20 years or so. Here, Chicago, LA. I've toured all over doing improv and sketch. And now I'm back in Houston doing what I love most, improv, and hanging with my good pal, Janan. You mentioned age. I'm 34. As this is being filmed today's my 34th birthday. And I thought, what better way to do a birthday than to start a podcast? Because, boy, howdy, not enough podcasts in this world.
There's not enough.
Yeah, I think there's 8.
We're desperately trying to fill the gap that we have between the number of podcasts people want and the number that there are.
Yeah. We're honestly really brave. Thank you for your courage.
We're cavaliers. We're
Yes.
pioneers. Well, I'm glad it's your birthday today because my story will delight you. It is a very crazy story from the past. There are some people who probably know this story. I didn't know it. I did some research on what are crazy things that have happened in God's land. And then I started thinking, if God created us, God let all this happen. Well, God's crazy. This is crazy.
He do be shopping, though.
So my story is about the dancing plague of 1518.
The dancing plague of 1518.
Have you heard of it?
The year, yes, not anything else.
This is nuts. This is so nuts. So it was year 1518. This is the city of Strasbourg in France.
Strasbourg,
France. For days and days and days, hundreds of people started dancing. Dancing.
Yeah.
Without music.
Just dancing.
And they called it a plague because it started out with just one woman, and then it was contagious, and more people joined. until hundreds were dancing, and not just dancing fun dancing, dancing miserably to where their feet were bleeding and many people died.
What?
Yeah. I can't believe I was like, this is fake, and then I read it, I'm like, it's not fake.
What happened?
There's actually multiple dancing plagues during this time period. Within a span of, I think it was like 300 to 400 years in this area of Europe, there were several dancing plagues, but this was the biggest and the most documented. And okay, so it started out with this it's with this one lady named, hold on, I gotta get to her name. She's got a good name.
Marie Antoinette.
Nope.
Okay.
Frau Trophäa.
That sounds Swiss.
I don't know. Well, in Switzerland, there's no such thing as the Swiss language. I hope you should know that. They speak French.
Yes, that's a good reminder that it is the French language there. Keep going, keep going. You look cool.
Yeah. Okay, so this woman, Frau Trophäa, started dancing on July 14th outside of her house, just on the street. She had no music. And by the way, this is documented by a physician named, oh gosh, I'm not so good at pronouncing old school names, Paracelsus. Read this. Paracelsus? Paracelsus? Okay, so the physician Paracelsus wrote about this just 8 years after it happened. Okay, so this is how we know a lot of these things. He interviewed everyone in the town and got how it happened. So the husband of this Frau woman was like, please stop dancing. She would not stop dancing. She danced until she collapsed, and then she woke up and just kept dancing. Okay. More people just came to see. Back then you didn't have Netflix. You
said we didn't have Netflix?
No, and all you had for entertainment was public executions.
Yeah, they loved a good guillotine.
I guess seeing nature, just looking at birds and stuff.
Cigarettes and wine.
That I think these people were real poor, so this took place in a very not great time.
Okay.
Because the plague was happening in various anyway. So all these people gathered to watch, whether they were priests, nuns, just people looking, beggars, and they just watched her dance, and she had this dance mania for almost a week.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then it says frightened authorities. I don't know what that means, but they were like, we just got to send this lady in a wagon down to this other town. And see, at this other town, they had a temple built toward this, I think it's a Catholic saint, maybe it's some sort of god, but they had some sort of deity creature that which if that deity cursed you, you would be cursed to dance. And so they really believed she was cursed.
Who is this deity? Do you have information on this?
The Shrine of Vitus. The saint who was believed to have cursed her.
Huh.
So those that witnessed her, they began to mimic her. They also started dancing a whole bunch. And they ended up there ended up being 30 within days. Okay.
Deaths or the dancing?
Dancing. And so the council of the town was like, we gotta put a halt. This is bad. This is scary and bad. They're possessed. Back then you're just these people are possessed. There's something happening. So guess what the freaking town leadership thought was a good idea? You're never gonna guess. Let me just tell you. I want you to guess. What do you think?
Execute them?
No. Good guess, though. So the leaders of the town thought, you know what? They just need to release their wiggles. As if they just dance more and more, they'll get it out of their system.
Dance it out.
They'll get it out of their system.
Is it possible this was for a fundraiser? Do we know? Were they raising money through...
No. And we laugh about this now, but as I read about it, I got anxiety to think about living at a time like that when that actually would happen.
True.
How fucking crazy would that be? It was
probably, maybe you're getting to this point, a parasite or something in your brain that takes over your nervous system.
I'll get to all the theories of why it happened.
Ahead. Yeah. Let's...
So, they said they must dance themselves free of it. So they sent carpenters to make these big temporary dance floors, and then musicians to play music. They
it's
literally
the most French shit ever.
I guess. Yeah, they set up platforms in the horse market and in the grain market in full view of the public. They hired dozens of musicians to play drums, fiddles, pipes, and horns, and then they even brought in healthy dancers to help and like teach them choreography.
As they're like malnourished and dancing to their bloody stumpy legs, they're like, you know what? Honestly, stretch.
And a 1, and a 2, and a... So the next sentence of this article just says, it backfired horribly.
Just, can you imagine that council meeting being like...
We must send them to dance a little bit more.
Yeah. It seems like a very good idea. It did not work.
That was a much better French accent than me.
Thanks.
So, I'm going to read... This article is in the Public Domain Review. Okay. I'll cite the author at the end. I just really like this sentence. Being more inclined to a supernatural than a medical explanation of the dance, most of the onlookers saw in the frenzied movements a demonstration of the magnitude of Saint Vitus's fury. None being free of sin, many were lured into the mania. So some sort of chronicle they had back then recorded that within a month the plague had seized 400 people dancing. Not all 400 died, but a lot of them died.
400?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's
just
like
dancing.
half the population of France back then.
Maybe.
Please don't Google it.
I won't.
Not you, them. Google it. Let us know. You can email me at saurabh@thecoronationtheater.com.
Back to me.
Yes.
So, the cause. There's been a lot of speculation. At some point, folks thought it was this thing called ergot, but I'm sure if you said it Frenchly, it would be ergot. It's a mold that can be found on damp rye, and that can actually cause twitching, jerking, and hallucinations. It's called St. Anthony's Fire. I think you might have heard of that term at some point in your life. However, this one guy decided to make it his life's journey to like figure out what happened, and like wrote a whole thesis on like he discovered like why there were so many dancing plagues and why this happened. The poison wouldn't do it. It makes you just kind of convulse. Your muscles would actually lose their ability to like muscle, and so you couldn't like you'd convulse on the ground. You wouldn't be standing and like dancing, that kind of stuff. So as it turns out, he wrote in his article, madnesses of the past are not petrified entities that can be plucked unchanged from their niches and placed under our modern microscopes. They appear perhaps more like jellyfish that collapse and dry up when they are removed from their ambient seawater. So we're trying to like make it, we're not really understanding what it was like to be a citizen of that town at that time. They were freaking poor. They were at the edge of the Holy Roman Empire. There was so many bad harvests. There was political shit going on.
Their rye was moldy.
Syphilis stuff. Moldy rye.
Yeah.
Moldy rye. And, just like extreme suffering. And so it manifested as this hysterical dancing, and people can be extraordinarily suggestible. And that they had such a conviction that this Saint Vitus person was like getting his revenge on them, that they really thought that they were like being possessed by this person. So it's
Naturally.
just mass like
hysteria.
It's called psychic contagion, where there's other instances of things being contagious that aren't like diseases, like in modern day Tanzania. Like right after the post-colonial year of 1963, 2 girls at a school got the giggles, went home, and their family all got the giggles. And then their neighbors, and then the whole town got the giggles. Like literally the whole place was consumed by hysterics for a week.
I don't like that.
That's
haunting.
What?
Like even now with the way the world exists, there'd still be fanatics being like, oh yes, possessed, 100% possessed. That is with the knowledge and science and medicine that we have to dissect these things. Back then, I can't imagine. Or one, people weren't laughing a lot in general. It's hard to exist.
Wait, the laughing thing happened in 1963.
Yeah, still, people weren't laughing.
My mom was born that year. That's when
brag.
that happened.
Yuck. Yuck.
So yeah, the people like dancing contagion still kind of sort of happens now with raves, but it's like mostly positive. But back then it was until people died. They did it till they died. Imagine you're dancing, but like you're not having fun.
Dance till death.
You're not having fun. Like nowadays we're like dance party.
Yeah.
Get it out.
But instead your muscles are like atrophying.
They
Or
would
I guess
have
the opposite.
They would come
To exhaustion.
the muscles would become exhausted. Your feet would become completely blistered and scratched and bloody and raw. Like these people danced for a month without taking care of themselves. Like they didn't eat or drink, and so they died of starvation. They died
Malnourished.
of lack of drinking water,
Yeah.
dehydration. They died. They just
Janan, this is how zombie stuff starts.
I don't think it's
100% it is. A fungus or a mold takes control of your cerebral cortex, and your body starts acting in ways that you cannot control. This is how zombie shit starts.
Except for the mold didn't cause this. They found out.
What was it?
It was just hysteria of being like, we're so poor, we're so fraught with disease, we're so like everything really sucks, that she had a mental breakdown and started doing it, and then it caught, like, other people were like, I guess I'm having one too, and like all started dancing.
I think it's the mold.
It's not the
mold. I think
mold.
it's zombie shit.
The mold can't. I said why? Because it would make your muscles like not work. You would lay on the ground and twitch. You couldn't stand on your
Maybe
feet.
that's how they were dancing.
But they sent choreographers and they got better. Like at dancing, not at their hysteria. I just can't believe that the government thought, you know what? More dancing. You know what we're missing?
role play that out. We're gonna do some role playing of that situation. I'm gonna be the dancer. You'll be just an onlooker.
I'll be an onlooker / someone on the council.
Okay.
Yeah. My sincere apologies to the folks who have once suffered from this. I'm not making fun of you in a way where I think you're stupid or bad or your suffering didn't mean anything. But if I don't laugh about it, I'm going to have nightmares about this. So
Yeah. Any emotional reaction is needed to purge these thoughts.
It's seriously a crazy... I'm like... That really freaked me out.
You're shook.
Shooketh for sure.
Of the shook.
Yes.
You are with shook.
I'm shooketh, and I hope I never become danceth.
Mm.
That was dumb. Let's go.
Here
All
we
right.
go. Great.
Oh, wow, Pierre.
Oh, Genevieve, hi.
You've been out here for like 4 days.
Long time.
I appreciate the dedication. Are you trying to do this with your life?
Oh my gosh. I don't really see. I just sort of see darkness. Really.
No.
Yeah, just kind of blinding darkness somehow.
Would you need help?
I really do, but also no.
Okay.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to dance until I can't. Until all the dance has been resolved.
Okay. Yeah. I will. I care about you.
Oh, great.
And
That makes one of us.
Yeah. You know, everyone I know has syphilis except you.
Mm-hmm. Not syphilis. Just a burning desire to eat, drink, sleep. Maybe get some bandages.
And you're not doing those things.
Won't do it. Can't do it.
Okay.
Also won't do it. But sincerely, can't do it. Help. Honestly, help.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go back to the rest of the council. We're gonna figure this out.
Okay. You want to dance?
Yeah.
You want to do a quick?
I'll get back to you on that.
All right. Let's cut to the council.
Okay, so Pierre and probably like 17, maybe 70, maybe getting close to 400 at this point. People are just out there like with bloody stumps dancing. They can't pay taxes.
Yikes. Oh, fuck. Now this is serious.
Hold up. Do we have taxes? Let's pretend we have taxes. They can't pay taxes.
Yeah, if we don't, let's figure that out because I do like the way that sounds. Yikes. What is going... Oh, you know what? There's that deity. There's that evil...
Vitus.
Yikes.
Saint Vitus.
We forgot about him.
Well, Vitus is mad. And the only way to defeat Vitus, I think, is to double down
on the dancing.
on what Vitus is cursing
Thank
them
you
with.
for being on the same page with me. Honestly, Genevieve, you are tight. I say let's get some a dude with a lute.
I'm a woman on the council. Oh shit!
I know.
That just hit me.
Isn't that cool?
Dang.
The French are progressive. Yeah.
Hong.
Cool.
So
Get a little kid with a lute. Get some just fun dancing music.
I know some carpenters from the next town. They can make a mad dance floor.
There's a next town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll make sure there's no splinters in them to get stuck in the stumps of.
I don't even think they can feel their feet anymore.
Okay.
So fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. All right. Well, cut back to Pierre dancing. Hey.
Ah!
Oh. Friend.
My peripheral vision is just gone.
I don't like most people, but I really need you to survive. We've had just the best friendship, and I don't have any other friends. They're all dead of syphilis.
Oh, yeah.
So I went and talked to council. We figured it out.
Also, congrats for being a woman on the council.
Thank you.
Pretty baller.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few surviving. We just had such a great town meeting. We're going to make
Get some medicine. Whoa.
We're going to... Oh, you stopped. Okay. We're going to make you dance more. Because if you get it out, kind of like popping a zit, we're going to like squeeze all of the white stuff dance out of you.
Yeah, I really, really hate that.
Yeah.
But also, what other choice?
I know. Well, medicine doesn't taste good most of the time, so... No.
Yeah. You know how we're always, like, sacrificing people willy-nilly just because of, like, some monarchy shit or... I feel like with the deity, maybe if we just start sacrificing that... No, you know what? Let's do the dance thing.
Yeah. The interesting thing is I think we don't know enough about our time period to really understand what anyone should do.
Yeah.
Like, for example, is a saint a deity?
No time. No time.
No time. Well, you've got actually all the time.
Yeah.
I need you to move your elbows with a little bit more frivolity.
Ow.
Yes.
Ow.
Yes.
My organs hurt.
Yes.
My organs are dancing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Yes.
Shit!
Are you joining me out of fun or out of something?
I can't stop!
Oh, that's exactly how I feel. Hey,
Oh,
it's
no.
gonna get worse before it gets worse.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, the choreographer's trying to show us a different... Okay. Ow!
Ouch. This is making
Actually-
it worse.
Yeah. Cut to 30 days from now. Pierre. You want to cheat on my husband?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, cheat on him. Scene.
I don't think there was cheating then. I think everyone was just
think
dealing
it was-
with holes. That's what the French do. I'm really sorry.
To any
I
of our
don't wanna-
French listeners
Yeah.
out there.
Apologies.
They're
That's
used to it, though.
Yeah,
Let's be
that's true.
real.
You do get stereotypes. It's like the stereotypes of America where like a lot of them are real and then the rest of us are like,
I've been to France, have you?
yeah.
I wasn't treated that great. Sorry, French. I know there are individuals who are nice,
Were
but
they racist?
they were just rude.
Mm.
But
Do you
again,
think it was because you were an American? What year was this?
2018 or whatever year the women. Yes, it's because I was an American there for a sports thing.
Hmm.
Anyway, we digress. That's the story of the plague of 1518, the dancing plague of 1518. Happy birthday, Saurabh. I hope you don't dance.
I hope I dance under my own, with my own agency, with my own choices.
Mm.
I do like doing like fuck you dad dancing, where it's just kind of swinging.
Do it.
We're both emo pop punk fans, Janan and I. And so it is just a lot of like two-stepping and like...
Whoa.
Don't bring your glasses to the pit.
No. Or your nose.
Yeah.
Anyway. Happy birthday. I would love to hear your story when you would like to tell it, please.
Yes.
Oh, so is your story a personal story or a story from the ages?
Of the ages.
Yes.
Mine isn't so in-depth, but I kind of like the idea of us discovering this together.
Okay.
This is about Ernest Hemingway.
Okay. Famous writer.
Famous writer, from whom the bell tolls, of Old Man in the Sea.
The whale one? No, he didn't write Moby Dick. Never mind.
No.
Can it carry on?
This is Old Man in the Sea.
I'm actually smart.
I agree. Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. You know what people who are smart typically don't do?
Say they're smart.
Yeah. Hemingway was mistakenly reported dead after a crash during the London blackout in May 1944. And after 2 African plane crashes in January 1954. And he read about his own death in the paper. Yeah, that he had died.
Wow.
Yeah, which is kind of wild to have people assume you're dead. Like, what do you do after that?
He seemed like a pretty eccentric dude. I bet he loved it.
He probably did. There are rumors that he like planned it because he was so enthralled with like death through, you know, themes of his books.
Did he commit suicide?
I believe so.
Do we know that?
Let's
Or did he drink himself to death or something?
Well, yeah.
I have been to Cuba twice, and so I have
Really
been to a lot of the places that he was at. I drank a drink at a bar he used to drink at. It was pretty cool.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. He's from Ketchum, Ohio, Idaho.
Ketchum?
Ketchum.
He's from Ketchum, like Ash Ketchum?
Mm-hmm. That's who that character is based off of. Ketchum, Ohio, Idaho, yeah.
Okay.
Pulitzer Prize winner. Old Man in the Sea.
What did he die from?
Yes.
Ernest Hemingway's causes of death were gunshot and suicide.
Gunshot and suicide.
I'm going to venture the gunshot caused the suicide. I don't think someone shot him while he was trying to commit suicide. Stop that man!
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
Wow, that was dark.
It was a little dark. Yes, very storied life, but read about his own death in the paper.
What would you do if you woke up tomorrow and just checked all your notifications and then they were like, everyone discovering you were dead?
That'd be so awesome.
What?
That'd be amazing.
I'd be I'm the opposite reaction.
Just imagine a day where it's like you're kind of free from the burdens of existing.
You have a day off work.
Essentially, the work of life. You calling in sick. Awesome.
You really don't have to do anything, I guess.
No.
But then you're kind of trapped. Because
Real trap.
if you are seen, then they know immediately you're alive.
Yeah.
You gotta go to work.
What do you think your window of time of announcing is that I'm not dead? Like, at what point is it like, you took too long announcing that? Something's fishy.
Well, in the age of social media, I would say like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I mean, Hemingway had the pleasure of operating at a time pre-screens.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like people mailed things in the mail.
True.
And that took a long time. So he had like weeks.
Yeah.
We would have minutes.
I mean, phones existed around that time. There weren't that many.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
we
but
are not prepared, like, history-wise.
yeah, we don't know the
Just
timeline.
dog shit, yeah. But could you imagine Hemingway that day or those, like, weeks being like, okay, whatever, okay, no one wants to hang. Fuck it. I guess I'll write another dark, bleak book full of metaphors.
I mean, he did die by suicide.
He did, and gunshot. Possibly
What the
related.
heck?
But, yeah, kind of haunting. Man had a very storied life, but what about you if you read about,
My own death.
yeah.
I would hate that. I love being alive, and I love people knowing I'm alive.
True.
I also have a wife and a daughter,
Very different than, yeah.
so
That
sorry,
would-
Mr. Alone, but
Oh my god.
sorry. You have a family, but also, like, you don't have kids yet. So it's just a little, like, you know, I got stakes raised.
I like how
slightly.
Janan is apologizing to the 16th century dancers who dance. I'm really sorry your suffering is... Yeah, sorry, Mr. Alone. I guess if you died, it'd be very different. I know you do have a family, but honestly,
Sorry, you're the one that said you would like the day off.
yeah, that's true.
All right.
You know, it'd be very haunting, though, seeing people's opinions about your life.
I think I'd like mine.
I think they would be good.
Thank you.
But also, imagine the people that, like, didn't... No one's going to talk trash, probably, but there are people that aren't going to mention it. Like,
Well, if we became ghosts, let's say we actually die, we become ghosts, and we get to go. This is not how ghosts works, but let's say ghost.
oh, this is
let's-
not how good. Yeah, apologies for all the ghost sticklers out
Hey.
there.
Let's say as a ghost, I can go inside someone's body and just kind of look around and like hear their thoughts. Hey, I think when you die and you're in the metaphysical plane, if consciousness continues beyond the body, then things like that were probably really effing possible. Okay? So, you just bonked all the mics. So, I would go and see, because there's probably people who don't like me. There are people who don't like me. Not even probably. And I would go see their thoughts and be like, what do they think? And then I'd haunt them.
Yeah, this is getting a little different, but I kind of like this train of thought. Because I'm thinking like social media. What am I looking at? But yeah, if you're a ghost, you float around over eavesdropping, yeah.
Not even eavesdropping, ears dropping
Yeah,
inside of
in
their
your
ears.
ghost perceptions, you take over their...
Yeah, you can just hear and see people's thoughts. Did anybody else? Right?
I would go eavesdrop on my funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think would do the eulogy for your funeral? Probably your wife.
This is really okay. I don't know if you know, I have a fear of death. I
Oh,
think all
really?
I think all humans do, but like, it's something because when you have a kid, it's something you think about more than you've ever thought about it before.
I believe that, yeah.
And as it's like think about not only yours but others and like how that would work out. And then as I age, obviously I know more people who actually pass away and then have to deal with their death. And it's like, where did they go? And it's like existential crisis. And it's like, what religion am I? And it's like, I don't really know. It's like, is there a God? I really hope there's a God. I really hope he's okay. But then why would he make children suffer? What the hell? Also, she. So
No, that's...
I talking about death is fine, and it definitely is a bit nerve wracking to think about the for realness of it. So for the not for real, for the sake of a lovely, lighthearted little podcast, I what was the question?
I don't even know if there was one.
Yeah, there was. You asked me
Yeah.
about my funeral. Oh, who would do my eulogy?
Yeah.
God,
your
my wife.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is so dark.
Yeah. But here's the... Yeah, but here's the... That's the thing that's insane is someone thinking you have passed and you just being like, hey, someone misprinted all that. I was fine.
Like arriving at my own funeral and being like, hey everyone, I'm not dead.
Let's roleplay like you coming and telling me like I'm your best bud. Let's say we were writing buddies. We wrote books together and stuff, as Hemingway famously did. And you're like, ding dong. Hey, and I'm like, yeah.
We're already doing it. Well,
Yeah, that's
are
true. And action.
Are you the one that died? Or am I the one that
You're
died?
the one that died.
Oh, okay, got it.
Cool.
Okay. Ding dong.
Not taking visitors, thank you though.
I could come back later, I guess. Okay, I'll come back later.
Who is it? Who is that?
It's Janan. You know, Janan, your writing partner.
Hey. What the I'm going insane. I'm going insane.
No, you're not. Look, I'm real. I'm real. I'm not see-through. I'm not transparent. Touch me. Touch me. Yeah.
You're freezing.
Sorry. I didn't die.
Woo!
It really seemed like I died, but I didn't die. And it's been really awkward because I probably should have tried to tell you like right away, but like I kind of got distracted. And then the more time that passed,
It's been a week.
yeah, I continually got more and more embarrassed, and then more and more like, oh crap, he's gonna have this huge reaction.
We buried you.
You did?
Uh-huh.
That wasn't me, dog.
I mean, we had an empty casket. We just filled it with your favorite things, like
Okay.
Slinkies and kazoos and candy, and
So maybe don't say we buried you.
we buried you mentally and emotionally.
All right, well, I mean, you should not be that shocked to then see me here. How do you even think I died?
I don't know. I thought you just danced yourself to death. I know how much you love dancing.
Nope, I stop right before the brink every time. You know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm really good at it. Kind of like an alcoholic's really good at not dying of alcohol.
Until they do.
Sometimes they don't.
Or their liver goes into cirrhosis. Are we still role-playing?
No.
I also thought you would do it as Ernest Hemingway.
Oh, oops.
That's okay. Because we did it as the French people.
We did.
Yeah. That's okay.
I can't do a very good Hemingway. I'm too happy.
I could try it.
What Mr. Alone feels like is the perfect person to try playing a sad, sad alcoholic writer.
So your crazy story was Ernest Hemingway was reported dead, and he read about his own death in the paper.
In a plane crash that he survived.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Hold on. He was in a plane crash, survived it. What, did he crawl out of the wreckage and just go somewhere and no one found him?
Pretty much.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Where was this crash?
Oh my gosh. I think
I feel like
in
everyone knows
Africa?
the story but us. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
we need to be better. We need to read about the histories of. Okay.
The histories of the history.
He survived a crash during a fight in a small plane while flying in Africa with his fourth wife, Mary.
Hold on. He was in a... I thought... Okay.
This man definitely faked his death to get out of another marriage.
He was in a fight with the wife
No.
on the flight?
He was
I do not understand this wording.
I think he was in a war.
Like,
On the
he was
journey,
He was in a fighter jet.
yeah.
Fighting.
He and Mary had several emergency landings in the small airplane together with the pilot Roy Marsh. They had two serious crashes near Entebbe in Uganda. They were alive but wounded after the plane disappeared in flames.
So they were fighting with each other, or they were in a fighter jet? What the fuck, Saurabh? This podcast should just be called Slightly Wrong Stories.
This should just be called Janan and Saurabh Are Misinformed. When do you think women got the right to use credit cards?
Not very long ago, probably.
1970s.
Yeah, I saw that post by Black Lives Matters on Instagram.
Brag.
He hired a pilot to take him and his fourth wife
Mary.
on a sightseeing tour aboard a small Cessna, so they were not on a fighter jet. During the flight,
He fought in World War II, okay?
Okay. During the flight, their plane clipped a telegraph wire and plunged into the crocodile-infested shores of the Nile, according to PBS.
And they don't lie.
The stranded trio camped out overnight, rationing their beer and whiskey. What is this?
Pimp.
This has to be a movie. This has to be a famous movie we've never seen.
I mean, this is like a Leonardo DiCaprio Oscar bait trying to...
Okay, so in the morning, a tourist boat spotted them and ferried them to a nearby town. There they boarded a second plane, which had arrived to transport them safely out of Uganda. Just after takeoff, that plane crashed and caught fire. The pilot kicked out a window and pulled out Mary, but Hemingway, too large to fit through the window frame, forced the door open with his head.
Jesus!
He suffered extensive injuries, including a concussion and skull fracture.
It's insane that they crashed twice. Also, they were drunk on that second flight, 100%. Do you think he was trying to get out of his marriage?
Hold on, did he stay with her?
He headbutted the plane open.
He mentioned his wife. She had broken several ribs. Mary had a big shock in her memory, not too hot yet, and will take some time to sort things out.
That's the perfect escape. She lost her short-term memory, and he's like, I'm gonna go get out of
After
here.
the second crash, the couple traveled by car to Entebbe, where reporters caught up with them. Hemingway carried a bunch of bananas and a bottle of gin, and he was in high spirits as he recounted the ordeal, joking that Mary's loud snoring had alerted elephants to their presence when they were stranded in the jungle.
I feel like I'm going insane.
You want to hear? I'm going to quote him and imitate him now.
Yeah.
We held our breath about 2 hours while an elephant 12 paces away was silhouetted in the moonlight, listening to my wife's snores. Whose head, said Hemingway, whose head was covered in bandages.
That was phenomenal. Can't believe there's not a Ernest Goes to Hemingway movie.
And he might have killed himself because of the post-concussive disease from his headbutt.
To the plane he was trying to get out of.
Yeah.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. Death catches up to all of us. Sorry, I don't want to... There's a book you should read, probably not read, called A Short Stay in Hell. 120-page book, but it really makes you question the afterlife and mortality and
Well, that was my crazy story from today. It was a dancing plague of 1518.
yeah.
We've had the... Wait, so it never said that hold on.
These were both kind of death-oriented. Two kind of dark stories.
Let's maybe... they're probably all going to be dark. It's fine. Hope y'all liked listening.
Yeah.
Hope y'all like listening. You can use these stories instead of small talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do.
Yeah. I think go to the club and just like dance and being like, some French people died from this. You Sagittarius? I'm just kidding.
And don't die.
Don't die. And may death never stop you.
Until next time.
I've been Saurabh.
I've been Janan. Good night.
Good night.
It's just a way Think about everything that we have. If we ever broke up,
Keep it.